Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and hopefully the third time is the charm on this one. Had my internet go out mysteriously, and then all of a sudden I tried to broadcast on YouTube with my internet back, and it wasn't allowing me to do so. So now we're back, and let's talk WW3, because it's trending all over, and I just want to say this. I hopefully don't think that World War III is starting. However, I am extremely concerned with what is currently going on with Iran. Why? Because I've been covering this not for months, not for years, now well over a decade. I took it very seriously when Iran was named as one of the original axes of evil. I took it very seriously when Wesley Clark said the plan was to knock over Iran as well as other nations like Libya, which they did. Iraq, which they did. That it was a whole deal. North Korea is really the only one that doesn't look like currently we're going to have a military conflict with. Now, I especially got concerned, when this summer Mike Pompeo gave a guest speech at a castle in front of the Bilderberg Group. And old Kush, a.k.a. Jared Kushner, was there as well. And the alternative media, Tomorrow's News Today, the big guys, they all whitewashed that. They all whitewashed it. And then after that, you started seeing some of this limpet mind stuff, etc., etc. But now we are in a full-board, real crisis. Okay, I want to make that very clear. This isn't kid games. This isn't kid stuff. This isn't Iraq. This isn't Afghanistan. Iran has 60-plus million. Okay? It's a real nation. And by the way, we are doing an Ask Me Anything. Basically what I'm going to do is going to do a little breakdown, and then I will take your questions in order. We take all super chats here. That's the main thing. Let's get your perspective, because if you don't agree with me, please point me in the right direction. Okay? Lost a lot of subscribers talking about this subject, but I'm sorry. I'm an anti-war guy, especially when the basis for all of our foreign policy in the Middle East is 9/11, which is a huge lie, which is a false flag, okay? It's an international intelligence operation. That's what it was. Deal with it. And now we are in a position where we have really pissed off a lot of people, and there may be extremists that want to cause terror in the United States. Now, they won't be able to do that unless we allow it or facilitate it. By we, I mean the intelligence community. Okay? Because, hey, they got five eyes. They can listen and hear everything. All the track trace database software in the world, and they're still going to fearmonger to you for an Iranian threat. And there is a real one now with the help of another intelligence apparatus to carry something out here, and that's scary. But I just want to give my breakdown. Again, all questions, we're going to take them in order, but we do all super chats here as well as soon as we see them. So, I want to point out that right after Christmas, China, Russia, and Iran were already holding joint naval drills in the Gulf. Now, Iran is surrounded by U.S. military bases, surrounded by them. Let's get that clear. So, for this to be going on, there was already talks of an escalation being built up against Iran. Obviously, we had, again, the limpet mine attacks, the oil field attacks, all that propaganda going on. But now you see, hey, there might be some military reaction. We know in November, right, Iran found 53 billion more barrels of oil in a new oil field on top of that. So maybe it's not only time to strike financially, but we don't want to allow them those resources to cut oil prices. There's a lot of things to consider here. Okay, I think it goes far beyond a contractor. Now, this is also the same day that the fourth round of OPCW WikiLeaks comes out. By the way, thumbs this video up, subscribe if you're new, hit that sub button. I need those subscribers. So you had the information about Syria coming out. Notice no one's talking about that. Left or right? Nobody. Okay? So let's continue. All right. U.S. and Israel reportedly signed a secret pact to take on Iran. So right around the same time that Russia is doing military drills with China and Iran, you think they might have had some idea that Netanyahu and the United States had signed some secret pact saying Netanyahu has wanted to attack Iran forever. Forever. Made up nuclear facilities, every propaganda tool at his disposal. Okay? I'm sorry if this is hurting people, but this is the truth. Okay? Remember, this pact signed way before any embassy thing or a contractor gets killed. Don't get it twisted. The majority of those people that went into that embassy were pissed about the drone strikes that came their way and killed their family members and neighbors. And they should be. And they should be. Okay? So here's where it starts to get really dangerous, right? Now, Iran has put an $80 million bounty on Donald Trump's head. We'll talk about some of the other threats and everything else. But that's real money. And I think that's a real thing, by the way. Now, you're now talking about a good chunk of foreign mercenaries thinking this might be a good idea. Oh, okay, I'm just saying that. 80 million's not chump change. Okay, that's a real operation. And we're going to get to why that's even scarier later. Remember, get those questions in. We take them in order. We do all super chats. Now, the other idea is that this Qasem Soleimani wasn't beloved by his people. Absolutely was. I want to put it this way to you, okay? If Colin Powell were to die tomorrow, with a population that we have of 5 to 6 times as big as Iran, we would not have 1/20th. Let me repeat that. Not 1/20th the turnout for his death. In fact, if we had a president die, a very popular one like maybe Clinton, not as popular today, but still popular, right? Or even Jimmy Carter. Let's say Clinton and Jimmy Carter died on the same day and there was somehow some joint procession, still would not be a tenth of what you're about to see. Millions flooded the streets. And I'm going to get to some of the other propaganda I've seen other people put in. Really take a good look behind me, okay, of the flood of people that are angry about this man's death. A man who fought ISIS with al-Quds. And remember, he wasn't allowed just to go into Syria, Libya, and Iraq to fight ISIS. No, he had to wait until Russia came in. That's how this works. You see all those people? Do you see all those people? And the media wants to tell you he wasn't beloved. In America, who could die? Anybody that you would have millions flood the street like that? Any political figure whatsoever. Can we name one? Can anybody name one? Please, in the comment section, we'll go through. Because I don't believe it. And I saw that somebody saying, it's a great tool for propaganda. Well, it's 90% military-age males. First of all, a military-age male is what? It's like a teenager into his 30s or maybe 40s. Okay. So in that society, women are often staying home anyway and taking care of the children. I didn't see a lot of kids in the audience either. So yeah, of course the majority are going to be men. It's scary how many people were out there. And believe what you want, but Qasem Soleimani, he was supposed to be there. He was coming to try to de-escalate what had happened at the embassy. Okay, these are tweets from, I believe it's the Iraqi president right now, or prime minister or whatever. So he talks about how he received a call from Trump when the embassy protests ended, thanking the government's efforts, and asked Iraq to play a mediator's role between U.S. and Iran. Okay, a mediator's role. But at the same time, American helicopters and drones were flying without the approval of Iraq. And we refused the request of bringing more soldiers to U.S. embassies and bases. I was supposed to meet Soleimani at the morning the day he was killed. He came to deliver me a message from Iran responding to the message we delivered from Saudi to Iran. So they baited him to get him in there. All right, and now they're trying to associate him and Iran with 9/11 again. They've already tried, remember they tried to link 9/11 back in the old WMD days. I want to make that extremely clear. And Steve Kerr at the time, I knew him. I don't follow sports as much. He was really one of the integral shooters for the Bulls, that dynasty you hear so much about, that Jordan Pippen dynasty. You don't hear much about Steve Kerr. But he got it right. Okay, his tweet is right. And now Mike Pence and others are going after him because Mike Pence did this whole Twitter storm where he said, this guy assisted in the clandestine travel to Afghanistan of 10 of the 12 terrorists who carried out the September 11th terrorist attacks. Really? Really? Because the majority came from a Saudi embassy that was controlled by the Central Intelligence Agency, and one of the lead guys, Khalid al-Madar, is confirmed to be living with and renting from an FBI informant. I could continue, Mike. So Kerr got it right. One thing I've learned in my lifetime is not to believe our government when it comes to matters of war. Johnson and Nixon lied about Vietnam. Bush and Cheney lied about WMDs in Iraq. Now Pence is lying about Iran Soleimani's supposed involvement in 9/11. Bravo, Mr. Kerr. All right? And General Petraeus, another Bilderberg guy, another total military-industrial complex guy. You know, here they're the boogeymen. There they are. And this guy's bigger than bin Laden. Way more significant. And in a way it is. Because you know what? As far as I know, Soleimani, guess what? He was never a U.S. asset. Oh, wait. Bin Laden was a U.S. Oh, yeah. Bin Laden was a U.S. asset funded through BCCI banking. And all that was covered up by Bill Barr. Don't believe me? Please go check out my deep dive into Bill Barr. Thumbs this video up, guys. We're going to get to the questions in a minute. And like I said, we will take all super chats as always, but we're going to go down the line. I see one super chatter in there. Call your congressperson and White House people. Yeah, we don't want war. Let them know. We do. It's unacceptable. General Petraeus, another CIA guy. All these CIA guys, they have our best interests at heart. So Iraq's parliament yesterday passed a resolution in favor of expelling all U.S. troops, which we should want, because we want it out. Because a lot of us who did vote for Trump wanted out. He said he was getting us out of Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, all of it. I don't want Gitmo. I don't want Abu Ghraib. I don't want black sites. So, this is the big thing. MPs supposedly, I don't speak the language, but supposedly chanted death to America afterwards. And I'm sure they're upset. I mean, again, they killed a guy that there are millions of people in the streets for. Okay? And with this $80 million bounty on his head, right, we've got all these different targets now, including, Trump Tower, Trump Park Avenue, Trump Plaza, all these places that are now legitimate, quote unquote, terrorist targets. Trump says 52 targets over there. They're naming targets over here. And look, I'm not trying to fearmonger, but you better believe a Mike Pompeo, a John Bolton, a James Mattis, a Brennan, a Clapper, you name it, man, a Barr would go nipples up for some kind of attack to go through in this country so that we went full-scale war with Iran. That's scary. It's scary. And I want to point out really quickly, Boris Johnson, who's been really a Trump crony, he's the new prime minister over there in the UK. He's all about Brexit, supposedly, yet it still just can't happen. He said he would not support war with Iran, but this is back in July, and he was pretty silent about it until yesterday or really early today, where he basically kind of supported him, said they won't lament the death, told Iran basically to back off, but stopped short of saying that he would militarily back anything going on with Iran, which I think is smart. All right, so let's get to it. We're going to start it right from the top here and go one by one, guys. Thumbs up, sub, and share if you're new. Join the Burmist Brigade. We tell the truth here. But hey, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Soleimani was this evil guy. First of all, any kind of military figure, you're going to be able to point out atrocities. Period. That's the price you pay for joining the military. But in a situation like that, where they're surrounded by actual people who will round you up and kill you, cartel style or worse, I mean, what do? It's a totally different situation than being in the United States of America, just saying. So we say back, hey, sweet, we're back, wow. Yeah, lots of technical difficulties in the beginning on that. I'm sorry about that. Let's see, your channel will be gone soon. Have you informed your base? I don't know it's going to be gone soon. I haven't broken any rules, and I certainly hope they don't kick me off. I mean, unfortunately, if they do, I'll have to find another way to survive. But obviously, I'm I double cast this. I may start triple casting it. I may be trying to find another avenue. I'm trying to get on the radio, like AM, FM radio, so that we can bang out videos while we do that. I'll actually be joining Richie Allen live in about an hour. I think I'm going to tape that and then broadcast that later. So that'll be one of the videos. I do my Mixed Martial Mindset podcast with John Fitch. That's later today at 6 p.m. Eastern. And we're also going to be doing at least one update on the Harvey Weinstein case, which started today. Do you think that the so-called dead American contractor is today's WMD story? Yeah, I think the contractor is obfuscating the issue. You know, contractors die all the time. And I'm not trying to marginalize that, by the way. I'm just stating the facts. It had to be done to protect the world after all the terrorist plots that the general has been attached to. You're out of your mind, okay? Legal 420 with Sweet Daddy Dopefoot. Look, if he was the terrorist leader that they said he was, there would be no way that they would have allowed Russia to use him and the Al-Quds force to defeat ISIS in Syria, which he did. But you see, ISIS and Al-Qaeda, they're started by our intelligence community. WikiLeaks tweeted it out, bro. You can read the 1,700 emails, or you can put your head in the sand, and you can believe in fairy tales. But I don't believe in fairy tales. I'm into reality. John Reagan says, your coverage is much appreciated. Thank you. Well, thank you. And guys, I'm going to put this in the thing. This is how I survive. I got to GoFundMe. There's no Patreon. There's no Subscribe Star. There's no bonus content. I'm going to be doing an interview with Iconic on Wednesday. And I'm thinking, you know, if it's a right fit, maybe doing a weekly broadcast exclusively there and trying to get more of an audience to come together. Let's see. We will follow him wherever he ends up. No worries. Well, thank you, Citizen. No, I really do appreciate that. This is about to jump, isn't it? It is. President Trump needs to drop the Moab on them. You're Robin. Are you into death? Because I'm not. Okay, my skin's a little darker. Okay, it almost looks like some of those Middle Eastern people's skin. And I know that I didn't grow up with money here. I'm part of that like way down here shit on you class. You know, I'm kind of lucky that I was able to get out of that situation. And I can't imagine what it would be like to be not even a third world nation, but a second to first world nation like Iran and constantly be under the threat of military attack and, Islamic extremism attack, which would be very real there. So, just kill the brown people, right, Robin? That makes sense. Wesley Clark is spewing propaganda now. I'm sure he is. Listen, I'm not endorsing Wesley Clark either. I just want to say that was out there. And, it's one of the things we talked about for years. So let's go. Let's see. Why are people still trying to make sense of lies? You're chasing your own tail. I don't believe we're going to war. I sure hope not, Sunday Thompson. Sure hope not. They're thinking about reinstituting the draft. I don't know about that. It's a lot of hype. What was it? Eminem back in the day, before the Iraq War, has a great song called Square Dancing. Go check that one out. It never happened during that era, so I'm hoping it won't now. More illegal wars. That'll fix it. Exactly, Mike. Exactly, TJ. There will be no war. I hope you're right. Hoo. Hey all on mobile, so chat is a PETA. Okay. Who's they? Iran is pissed, so I guess we will see. Yes, they are. No, the end of the world is not near. What's up, Crystal? How we doing? The Iran guy was going rogue. Iran is working with the USA behind the scenes. What are you talking about, James? What are you talking about? James, I'm gonna have to see some evidence, and obviously, a lot more than just that. Soleimani was the number one dude in the Iranian military. Yeah, no, he was. No, absolutely. But for the last like four years plus, he's in there. He's in there against quote unquote ISIS, the extremists. Let's see. Canadian Truther with a thumbs up. You were stripped of subs. That's all right. We're back. Thumbs this video up. Subscribe. Join the Burmese Brigade. There will be no war. There will be a flare-up, and they will be put in their place, in my opinion. Let's hope, anyways. I don't want war. I don't know about being put in their place. If you could slap one globalist, who would it be? First of all, I don't think I'm slapping people. If I had an opportunity, say, to get into the mix and maybe take someone down to Chinatown in a sponsored MMA event, it's tough. There's a lot of good ones out there. I'm not a fan of Elon Musk right now. You know, I feel like he's a big in-your-face puppet, but I'm not a fan of Peter Thiel Moore, who I think he's more of a puppeteer. It wouldn't be fair for a Kissinger, right? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a loaded question. I don't like to get physical. Physical. Do you think Iran will hit back in U.S. soil? Well, I'm worried about that. Or in one of our military bases. What do you think is going to happen? I think it is fear porn. Well, I think that the idea that military bases could be attacked is a very real thing. I think the idea, and you know me, I don't put out any of this false flag stuff unless I'm really worried about it. And I think the idea that you've pissed off enough people that you could bring them over and allow them to pull something up, or let it happen on purpose, or help them along the way, kind of like the 93 bombing, where we used an Egyptian army officer, Ahmed Salam, with the FBI to build an actual bomb. And that's what happened in the first World Trade Center bombing. And then give it to the quote-unquote extremists. Let's see. It's a big deal. It is a big deal. Yes, social media is really pushing WW3. That's why I did this video. And I've kind of restrained myself on doing, some follow-ups. I felt like shit yesterday. Like I don't even want to tell you guys, but I ate some crap food. We're still going to do Kid Carnivore, I think, starting the 15th and doing that for 30 days, but felt like shit. And then I didn't think I was going to do any videos. And then I saw the Epstein stuff and I was like, I need to do a video there. Many Iranians celebrate the dude's death. Do they? Again, I haven't scrolled down yet, but you tell me who's coming out in the streets in the United States of America for anybody like that. I don't think the biggest Hollywood star could die, and they'd have that many people in the streets. People that normally aren't retarded have been asking if a draft is really starting. People want drama. Well, show that one. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They want the drama. But I don't want no types of drama with no baby mama. Let's see. Iran can be pissed if they want. They don't have anything that can touch us. I mean, not on a military level here, but Russia, look, I just don't even want to see an escalation in the Middle East. How about that? War spending is breaking our country to start. That's just part of it. The amount we spend on our military-industrial complex and have for the last 40 years is over the top. And that's without the black budget stuff. That's without the money they make on deals like Iran, Contra, and beyond. That's without the under-the-table stuff, the deep state stuff that we're not supposed to know about. They will allow it. I'm not wrong. I think Salami did need to get taken out. And just you calling him Salami, John, shows how educated you are. John, did you even know the guy's name before it happened? Of course you didn't. You have no idea who this guy is. You believe what the television tells you. You like NBC and CNN and CBS. And they're bullshit war propaganda, bro. I don't know what to tell you. He needed to be taken out. Get the fuck out of here. We just committed an act of war. The website they hacked is some government agency nobody has ever heard of. It's not even a hack. Listen, getting control of somebody's website and posting an image of like Trump getting punched in the face, that's not a hack. That's not important. That's Johnny nonsense. That's a 10-year-old kid's prank level. Like, give me a break. Whoa, finally back on. The stream failed. Yeah, it was so weird. I did a failed stream too. That's weird. Am I going to have to delete another video too? I already deleted one. Go look at the drone footage of at least 1 million people walking at his celebration. Listen, man. Come on, man. Dude, there's so much. Maybe you were talking about what I played before. There's so many people there. The king and queens playing chess. Yeah, no, I get it. It's still the predator class. It's the royal bloodlines. They're at the top. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Brian Jones. More illegal assassinations, more illegal wars. What could go wrong? Exactly. What could go wrong? I think we should just leave Iran. Simple. USA already knew they were going to do something to us, own buildings or U.S. citizens. We should leave the Middle East. We got no business there. 9/11 is an international intel operation with role players in the U.S. intelligence community, in the CIA, okay, in that deep state national security apparatus I discuss, in Pakistan, in Saudi Arabia, in Israel. Netanyahu and Trump signing secret deals to take on Iran. That's healthy. That's good. Are you out of here? Once Iran was different, late 70s, it changed. Yeah, with our help. When I say our, again, the intelligence community, the CIA. No, Jason, you got it all wrong. Iran surrounded all the U.S. bases, I know. I got it all wrong. Got the notification that you had posted, hit to open, and you got the 400 notice that had been removed by poster. Went to yeah, it was really bizarre. I had like there's a big jump. It took me a few times to get this going. I was live for a minute and then it just cut off. Fun 144. Thank you so much. Keep it up, Jason. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Jason, you've been hoping to get on a radio show. Derek Brost does a weekly on-air show on the FM band. Maybe you could help you get a show too. Much love. He is out of Texas. That's a possibility. They want that oil really badly. They kept control of the Syrian oil fields and stole Iraq's oil during the ISIS reign. You're not wrong, Skip Johnson. You're not wrong. Susan Greenberg says trade embargoes and huge flooding in Iran should be enough suffering. Okay. Again, one of the things I liked that Obama did was lift sanctions on Iran. And Soleimani was actually named in these things. He's a huge political figure there. Peep the movie Gas Hole. Isn't that on fracking? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's not on fracking. The deep state needs this fear and press for war to keep the populace in their pockets. It won't help. Hey, great idea. I know this. Did somebody mention oil? Not surprised. These drones that were seen in the U.S., were they possibly Iranians scouting a terrorist plot? Plot? It would make sense with the words President Trump used when talking about having to do this. And now, surely you're not talking about the drones in Colorado and what was it? Was it Nebraska? It was either Nebraska or Wyoming, but mostly in Colorado in the rural areas, the 6-foot spans. You can't be serious that you think that was an Iranian terrorist plot. That's the Iranian terrorist plot that are doing it at night over several days that law enforcement says not to shoot down, but they don't know what it is. My God. My God. And you know what? With the legal 420 thing, no offense, bro, you give people like myself who smoke weed a bad name. It should be legalized, but I like to think I have a brain in my head. Keep up the pedotheocracy updates, dude. You and Luke are all about all we got. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that super chat. They need the secret pact for this. I mean, depending on what kind of when they say a secret pact, they're probably outlining what regions they're going to attack together and who's going to be militarily responsible for drone activity or actual soldiers on the ground. I would assume. That's speculation, but we put that out there. Okay? Listen, when I make a mistake, I'll own it. For instance, I said something about Colombia and South America with Bill Barr that I got wrong in that deep dive, and I pinned it when someone called me a dipshit. Because, hey, I got it wrong. I'll own my mistakes. I listen to Corbett Report for different info on the assassination. You should. James does a great job. Jaded Optimist, I agree with Jason. There's the call the congressman and White House people. I know what America is, Netanyahu said. Okay, America was invited to the drill, but declined. I bet they did. Jason, we don't know if all these news stories are smokescreens. Could be all scripted BS soap opera. No, not all of it could be. Now, I know there's the ring thing, and I actually mentioned that in my Soleimani thing, but I don't think that this is a show or a charade. I think this is the real deal McGill. That's what I think. Maybe I'm kooky. I'm going to come back to the questions in a second, but I just want to Get those thumbs up, sub, and share. And if you can, donate to the GoFundMe. It's how I do it. That's how I survive. I'm going to throw it in the chat right now. And we're going to keep going forward with the questions. Remember, we take all super chats as they come in, and we do it down the line. F. Corbett, why, Marco Polo? Do you not like great work and research? I mean, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Be serious, bro. Okay, Mr. Rick, I'm trying. The CIA will take that contract. When Bush Jr. went into Iraq, liberals were extremely anti-war, especially people who I remember being outspoken. Yeah, most people were anti-war. Even then, there were people that were more tuned in. Okay, and especially the second go around with Bush Jr. Come on. No one wanted it. I was out in the streets with a lot of those quote unquote liberals. I can't. Oh, you know how I feel when I hear bullshit like the left and the Democrats are the party of Satan. I can't deal with that. They're human beings. The party of Satan, like Republicans, haven't been like the face of the military-industrial complex for a long time, but they're just the face of it. They're paying both behind the scenes. They're both terrible. The plutocracy, yo. Facts. There ain't a man alive who could take Trump out. I don't know, Mr. Rick. Like, what do you think? Like, he's a superhero? What is he, like 50 Cent, like pre-famous, going to take 9 shots and not go down? I mean, dude, anything's possible. It's the real world. Nobody makes it out alive. That's all I'm saying. And it's dangerous putting that kind of money on his head. And it's dangerous making buildings with his name on it a target. Because outside of the possibility of a false flag where we allow something to happen or we push something along is also the very real fact that we manufacture something. And when I say we, I talk about that rogue intelligence community of foreign intelligence services as well. Not just the United States, not just the CIA, okay? It's a bigger network than that. You're thinking small when you're just thinking lettered organizations. Trump and business and politics and Hollywood plus mafia, WWE. Well, WWE is one of the reasons he definitely got elected. All of this is a big game of Risk being played by the highest ranking people in society. This is all just a game to them. Thanks, TJ. Has Burmis ever covered Schaefer Cox? I don't know that I have. I think I've heard the name before. I've probably read it on here. I feel like other people have mentioned. There it goes. It's not like they had a choice to stay home. Yeah, they did. LG, do you think they knocked on every door? Do you think that every person had to be there? I don't believe that. Iran is not like a Chinese dictatorship. It's not the best. I'm not saying, oh man, it's the best thing since breakfast. But listen, you have a very warped sense of what goes on in that area. It was very much on its way to being a first world secular nation until we got involved with Mossadegh. Go check it out. Up with Mossadegh. Maybe the real bounty price is probably way higher, like 150 mil and up. Wouldn't matter. Just putting that number into the collective psychology is dangerous in my opinion. We cannot believe this one, as this was planned out years back and is just start attacking with assurances is for good reason. They were planning harm. They've been planning to go into Iran for Pompeo has been talking about it openly. Oh, I was covering this back with We Are Change. I was covering this back with InfoWars. Way before what? The Trump administration, before the Obama administration, during the Bush administration, I was covering this. This is so disgusting. I fear we're going, according to Israel's plan, Trump grabs his ankles for Israel. I mean, again, he's given them everything they want. And Kushner, saying the Golan Heights region is just Israel, basically letting them do anything they want on the quote-unquote Palestinian border in the West Bank is dangerous. Trump. Everybody loves Trump. Hello from Minnesota. Like, again, I don't go for all the fake Russiagate shit. I'm not going for the Ukrainian impeachment. I'll say Erica Caramello bar and hope that we don't, get taken off the air. I'll expose that for days because I'm in a place called reality. But in a place called reality, politics and the military-industrial complex isn't about team baseball. It's team predator class versus the rest of the populace, and it doesn't matter if you're in the serf class in America fighting those wars and controlling those drones and, bombing the brown people in other nations. You're still part of the serf class to them. They don't give a fuck about you, and they never will. Hello from Minnesota. Welcome to the Great Awakening. Okay. Trump. All Iranians hate him, apparently, according to CNN. Oh, boy. Seen a rally. God damn, they are pissed. I don't know what that means. Jason, you seen the draft memes? I hate memes. I avoid memes like the plague. JFK, Trump. Ha ha ha, funny, BS. I've been watching comments on Twitter, and they really are pissed off at the U.S. Yeah! Yeah, they are pissed off at the U.S. You better believe they're pissed. He might have been loved by the people, but the government of Iran might have thought he was going rogue. I don't know about any of that, man. James, is that on some kind of a message board? Is that I need to see evidence, man. I need to see evidence. They were told to flood the streets, LOL, pushed from behind by guys with AKs. Citizen none, were they? Do you have any, again, when I hear this stuff about being forced to be out there, show me, I saw a large row of people. Were the military there with AK-47s? Because I know that ISIS had AK-47s and Chevy trucks. That's a fucking place called reality, bro. Are you in reality right now or not? I'm not sure. With words of propaganda about your fearless leader, who got 200 bodyguards, so you can't touch him either. Let's see. We got a new super chat. Great show on Bill Barr. Thank you so much. That's why we do it. We do the deep dives from time to time, where we bring up archive footage, where we bring up documentation, and we just go hard. Listen, I lose subscribers for telling the truth, for going after, somebody's administration or some ideal set. I go harder. That's what I do. I don't back up and start, I'm so sorry I did that. Or change my mind. I'm not here to pander nonsense. Okay. Illegal. You've had some pretty odd things to say. Iran is connected to Obama. Listen, dude, just so you understand, just so you're in a place called reality, Obama was a state senator that they fucking pushed and is a second-rate actor that was trained by Henry Lennox. You idiot. He had little to nothing to do with any of the permanent state, deep state policies. Zippo Zilcho. The fact that he commuted Bradley Manning's sentence, Bradley Manning then I think before she was Chelsea Manning, is incredible to me. And the Iran deal that got through was incredible to me. Those are the two things I can point to that administration had anything good to do. He was a state senator who hadn't won an election yet, that in 2004 they put up to give the keynote speech at the DNC. He wins his Senate spot and declares his run for presidency less than halfway through that term. And then gets it. And he has Joey B., another lifetime establishment, predator class, minion globalist behind him with Hillary Clinton. Are you sick? Are you sick? I know that Biden's been caught in the Ukraine. Okay? Of course, listen, man, maybe you haven't seen my other videos, but the nuclear deal was actually a good deal. One of the few ones. And I'll criticize that administration for Operation Timber Sycamore and sending the CIA into Syria, creating ICE, all of it. It's not team baseball, bro. Get out of the small mindset. Let's do it live. For those that don't understand that, and you're going to check it out yourself, we're going to type in Obama and Henry Lennox so you can see how much he looks like him and he sounds like him. All right? So he gets mistaken for him all the time, and he had to downplay the fact that he coached him. Okay, these high-level politicians are trained. They're coached. Okay? Henry Lennox, take a look at him, right? Obviously resembles him. Now, is that a picture of him? And yeah, there they are together, but there's several pictures of them together. Again, they've downplayed their relationship, but there it is. Okay, so let's go back, because we do it live here, and we'll just play some of this. He's an actor.
Hey, Herb, I want to do something which is one of my favorite things to do. It's called uncensored rap. First, what's your guilty pleasure?
Candy Crush. Candy Crush.
Really?
Yeah.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush.
Sound and look a lot like him? Weird. Obama's an actor, man. So blaming things on Barack Obama is like me blaming a lot of this on Trump. I don't. I talk about the people behind him constantly. Constantly. Okay? But that doesn't mean when he gets asked about the WikiLeaks and he acts like he doesn't know, I'm not going to bring it up. When he ran on, love the WikiLeaks, can't get enough of the WikiLeaks. You see the WikiLeaks? Come on. Thumbs this video up, sub and share, everybody that's new. Again, the GoFundMe is how I do it. It's in the link below the video. Twitter is a cesspool. Agreed. That's a big event for sure. JFK, if he was still alive, I don't know what that means. If he was assassinated, then we'd have millions of the people in the street. Yeah, exactly. JFK Jr. still alive is Q Johnny nonsense. Yes, it is. Kurt Cobain or John Lennon. Again, Kurt Cobain died in the 90s, and I don't think it was even anything close to that. And John Lennon had a lot of people, but not that many. It's scary how modern Iran was in the 70s. Yes, it is. Look it up. I know all about it. Look it up, Jason. We're on the beaches. We're in bikinis. It looks like California. I know. Again, we're the reason it doesn't look like that anymore. Okay? We backed that. You know, the Kissingers of the world that were behind Barack Obama, the Brzezinskis of the world that were behind Barack Obama. Okay? That permanent state we talk about. We made enemies everywhere, and now they joined up to stop all this war making. Iraq is not a sovereign country as long as it has U.S. bases on its soil. Agreed. Elvis was there. Maybe you are just a troll, James Watts. I can't tell. Ann exactly just said that, Ann. It was, did I miss what Ann had to say? Oh, yeah, I know. Again, I'm not wrong. Is the WW3 happening? Sure hope not. Like the video to show our friend Jason Burma support. Yes, please. Zero Hedge, Iranian. I'll show that so people can do it. You know, Zero Hedge usually publishes some pretty good stuff. WW3 has been happening since 2001. You're kind of not wrong. I mean, you're kind of not wrong. Follow those links to learn more. Oh, follow those links, okay? The extent that Pentagon U.S. media goes to justify this shit is really fun to watch. 30% of Americans probably believe in it, though, if not more. I'd say it's more than 30%. It's not that fun to watch. It kind of makes me want to puke constantly. Iraq used to be more badass too. Creepy how fast things change. Tom Hanks was deeply disgusted by the pedophiles in the room joke. I wonder why. See, I knew you were going to say that, Steinman. I knew it was going to go to that, but I saw him make the frowny face more at the very end when he basically said, get your award and then fuck off. But hey, you know, I played that one little part of the clip. Again, I'd have to see some real information on Hanks. I know that's the rumor. I've seen it on the message boards, but we do more than that. No more rings for Kerr. Jesus. Silverstein retracted his message. Trump supporters are blinded by the light of shining off of Trump's wig. It's not a rig. It's like a comb-over pompadour, man. That's the real deal. That's all Trump, 100% natural. He could set it up and then make it look like a hero. I mean, if we're talking about the false flag thing, Bin Laden was a hologram. So James Watt is just a troll. He's just trolling McTroll. I gotcha. That's fine. Drives me crazy that people conflate Soleimani to Ferdinand. This is nothing like that. There's plenty of delusional Trump supporters on this channel. Ferdinand, by the way, that's a reference to World War I, but it's a lot more complex than that. Go watch James Corbett's amazing World War I multi-video documentary. Osama bin Laden. Russia, China, and Iran have an agreement to back each other militarily. The bankers really want war. America has largely already given up their freedom, already trusting their politicians. All right, guys, normally I would try to, I'm just going to see if there's any super chats I missed, okay? And it doesn't look that way, but I'm gonna wrap this up because I'm about to go on Richie Allen in about a half an hour. You can listen to that live. Just type in Richie Allen. I'm sure you'll find it. I think it's on richieallen.com or richieallen.co.uk. And then we're going to rebroadcast that interview here on this channel later on. We got Mixed Martial Mindset also coming up at 6 p.m. live with John Fitch. This is how I do it. It's the GoFundMe. We're going to put this link into the chat. Excuse me. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. Helps me go and do this multiple times a day. on many issues like Bill Barr. You think Bill Barr is the best thing since breakfast? You think he's going to save you from the deep state? Go watch this video and tell me I'm wrong. And then if you want to support me and can't financially support me other than checking out my documentary films and spreading them out there, Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture, all available free in the playlist section. Please go to my pinned tweet. It exposes Conor McGregor and the evidence that he is a violent rapist and should not be getting in the cage in 12 days. Okay, I'm doing everything I can to try to not make this fight happen. Don't take my word for it. Go check out the thread yourself. I'm going to actually put the thread in the description so you don't have to believe me. And you don't have to just watch that video at the top. You can go through the multiple sources out there that outline this. And we're going to try to stop this fight because there's no reason that Conor McGregor should make tens of millions of dollars after being a violent rapist. And there's no reason that Disney, WME Entertainment, the UFC, ESPN, and the like should be making tens, if not hundreds of millions of dollars, or maybe even $1 billion or so off the back of this guy. Either I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I will continue to spit truth no matter how uncomfortable it is for people, whether they like it or not. So, you like it, join the Burmese Brigade. If not, hopefully I'll see you on the flip side.